All right, guys. So if you've been on my list for, any amount of time, I've been working on this project for quite a while, and I'm actually really excited about it. So I wanted to tell you, first of all, the whole purpose of the offline formula. Um, Basically, I wanted to try and figure out first uh, how I can get some clients, and I wanted to do it auto magically, if you know what I mean. And I wanted a system. Now, there's so many ideas out there. There's so many good things that you can follow and learn from, but none of them were really as step by step as I would have liked. And so I started to look for it for myself. I'm trying to figure out how to systemize all of this so that I can have someone else do this for me so that I don't have to do it. I can devote myself to the things that I actually enjoy doing. And that's where the offline formula was birthed out of. So, but really, I started thinking about it. First, I was going to try and create a full-time income using the formula, and then would teach people, this formula for how to create a full-time income. But I thought, how can you create a full-time income doing offline marketing if you haven't yet got your very first client? And if you've been around in the internet marketing space at all, there's a group called The Challenge, right? Challenge.co, or used to be called the 30-Day Challenge, where they help you make your first dollar online. So I thought, how cool would it be if we can have a training that would be step by step how to get your first client and do the training for free? I mean, how many of you guys think that would be something cool? I mean, throw me something over in the chat box and say, yeah, I think that would be cool. Sounds good to me. All right, Jim, hey, I appreciate that. So that's what I changed offline formula for. Now, the other thing that I do is I work with a nonprofit. Now, back in January, you guys saw that I went to India, and we go to these different countries, and we do free medical clinics, and we help kind of raise up these social entrepreneurs and give them skills. And, we've been in last year, maybe 2 years ago now, I went to the nation of Burundi and did our free medical clinics, and we go and we do trainings, we do all this stuff, and we ask the locals, how can we help you best? And one of the things is we have a farming school in Kenya, I believe it is, and they've been able to get 3 times the amount of crop yields from the same plot of land as other farmers. And so they said, listen, send one of our leaders in our village to the farming school. And what they're able to do now is learn the skills, get 3 times the amount of harvest from the same field that they've been farming, and that right there triples the economy in that village. And so that's the kind of stuff we're doing. We have another business in another country that they have a pig farm, and they sell the pigs, and the selling of the pigs buys medicine that we can then go to the villages that don't have any access to doctors and give them access. So I thought it would be cool is, what if we do the training for free, help you to get your first client, and say, listen, once you get your first client using our system, I just ask that you would make a donation to this group. It's called Impact Nations. Make a donation to this group, a percentage of what of the profit that you make from getting your first client, as a way that we can further doing the good that they're doing. I mean, how many think that's cool that, if we give you a system for free, we give you everything that you need, you'll say, okay, I'll give you a percentage of profit that I make from my first client. Is that cool? Fabulous. So that's what the whole point of the offline formula is. It's a system that I wish was created when I first started. It's a step-by-step system. I give you everything along the way. I'm going to talk about exactly what to do and how to do it in this webinar. And at the end, I'm going to make you guys an offer of something that I think you'll like. So we're looking at the offline formula graphic. Now, I believe that there's a 5-step process to growing your business and making your business work without you. So you'll see that right there in the middle of the screen. You got 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we're going to talk through these 5 steps and how you can apply it to your offline marketing business. Now, you'll see above and below these 5 steps are these different areas that I think are profit activators. Now, if you're in the marketing world and you're doing any sort of reading, research, training, that kind of thing, the bottom before, during, and after units and these 8 profit activators come from the ilovemarketing.com podcast, which is a free podcast that every person who's doing marketing should be listening to every week. I listen to it every week. I listen to it every Monday when it comes out. You need to be listening and learning what they're teaching, because they're teaching direct response principles, and they're giving away this amazing information, and it's free. It's crazy what they give away for free. So those are the 8 profit activators that go with each one of the 5 steps. And if you'll notice, basically, look, step 1 and 2 are in your before unit. Step 3 and 4 are in your during unit. Step 5 is in your after unit. Now, up at the top here is basically the 7-step cycle of a customer. Now, you have to take a customer who has no idea, or a client that they have no idea who the heck you are, and you have to walk them through this cycle of getting them to know, like, trust you. Then you have to get them to try your services. You got to get them to buy. Then we want to get them to repeat their services, and then finally we want to get them referring your business so that you can, again, have a business that works without you on autopilot. So that's what this graphic is all about. So let's jump right in to this step-by-step system for getting your first client. All right, so the step 1, in the offline formula training, you're going to learn exactly how to compile a list of businesses that need exactly what you offer, and also how to get the business owner's name. Now, what we found in step 2 is it makes a big difference if you can get the business owner's name. So we're going to teach you how to do that. It's going to be free. And, just to give you guys a little bit of insight, when I was in India, and, if you look at this, I don't know if you can see it here. Narrow your focus and select one target market is the first profit activator. So when I was in India, I had this like aha moment. I'm in a village in India, and I'm walking by their little market, where everyone sells their stuff. And I see a guy who has a little shop, and he has nothing but fans in the shop, like fans, like to make cool you down, And then I go to another one, and it's like he does nothing but bicycle tires, And then you have the next one is a tailor, a seamstress, or whatever you call him. And I realized that, if your fan broke down in your house and you're sitting there sweating like a pig, and you need to, who are you going to go to? You're going to go to the fan guy. You're riding your bicycle, your tire pops. Who are you going to go to? You're going to go to the tire guy, right? Because they have narrowed their focus, and they've selected one target market, and so there's no question in your mind of who you need to go to when you're looking at that. So, I decided with the offline formula training, there were so many things I wanted to do. I wanted to teach like 7 different, online marketing strategies that you can use to go get businesses. And I realized that would be totally counterproductive, because we want to focus on only one thing in the training. And so I decided to focus on what I know best, and that is on local SEO and focusing on Google Places and Google listings and that sort of thing. So when it comes to compiling a list, if you're on the Local Lead Maximizer list, there's no question we're going to focus on businesses that are having problems with their Google Places account. Now, next, step 2, you're going to get the exact direct mail piece that I've been using that gets, it's been getting anywhere between a 5 and 20% response rate. So it has been working to get people calling me back, which is huge. A normal direct mail piece will get, 1 to 2% response rate. You send a letter out, 100 letters out, you might get 1 or 2 back. So this is beginning 5 and 20%. It's been great. So you're going to want to be doing this training just to get this direct mail piece. It's nothing fancy, nothing complicated. It's super easy. I'm going to give you the exact Microsoft Word doc that has the thing in it, the stuff in it. You just got to go change a couple things according to the list, and then off you go. You can mail it out. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So then, still in step 2, because listen, the whole point of a direct response mail piece is to get people to respond. I know that's that's elementary, but that's exactly what direct mail piece goes out. You're only trying to get people who raise their hand and say, "Huh, that's interesting. I'm interested to hear what you have to say," and they'll call you back. Those are the people that you're trying to get with the direct response mail piece. Now, when they call you, I'm going to give you a script of exactly what to say when they call you to schedule a free consultation, right? Which is step 3 is a free consult. So when they call, and I'm going to tell you right away, when people call with the response to this direct response mail piece, they're like, "What do you do? What's this thing you're talking about?" And there's a way to actually answer their questions that will make a difference. And I think the big problem that people are using is they use like their elevator pitch when someone calls back with their direct response, according to the direct response mail. "Well, we do, such and such and such and such, and this is what you do," and it's all about them and whatnot, instead of using a method that we're going to teach in this course that's called Socratic sailing. Socratic sailing, like sailing on a boat. No, Socratic selling, which uses questions, and the right questions will bring the response that you want. So you're going to get exactly what to say when they call back. Then, once you schedule your consultation, listen, the big problem, if you've been around the offline marketing world for any amount of time, the big problem is with people's direct response mail pieces, they're trying to get someone to buy something. I made that mistake. I would send out letters and DVDs and whatnot and say, "For just $497, you can get started right now." And if you go back to the cycle, a person doesn't know me, they definitely don't like me, and they definitely don't trust me. So why in the world would they spend $497 with me, to get something that they don't totally understand? It's just, that's not what it's about. Your direct response mail piece is just that. It's to get someone to raise their hand and say that they're interested. When they call you, then the next step is to get them to sign up for your free consultation. Sign up, I say, to talk with you in a free consultation. So if you guys are getting this, go ahead and let me know in the chat box. I just want to make sure that you're still there, you're paying attention. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you finding this helpful? All right, then let's move on. Let's move on. Jim Mater says, "Good to go." Fabulous. So I'm going to give you exactly what to say, how to do it, and we're going to talk about ways that you can, what I call pricing. The biggest problem, I keep on saying the biggest problem, like they're all your biggest problems. A problem that I found myself facing, it would probably be a better way to say it, is I find myself in these consultations having to sell myself to the person. And I feel like I'm being interviewed by the person to see if I'm good enough to work for their company. That's the exact opposite mindset that you want to happen in your free consultations. Because what what needs to happen is you're actually interviewing that business owner to see if their company qualifies to work with you. It's what we call pricing, right? You're the prize. Your ideas, your strategies are the prize. The business is lucky to have you working with them. That's what we're about. And I'm going to share with you how to do that in your consultation, and to not be a douchebag when you're doing it, if you know what I mean. So finally, you've sat down in your consultation, you've talked to the business owner, you've got to know about their business, you shared with them some strategies that will help their business. Now we're moving on to the fourth step in this system, and that is how to provide the services that the business owner actually wants. Now, yes, there's going to be a section on outsourcing, but every time I see it, I get a course that says, and we're going to teach you how to outsource everything, they go over to the Craigslist in the Philippines, or sign up for John Jonas's offlinebiz.ph or whatever it's called, and get yourself a Filipino or an Indian and do all this stuff for you. I have workers. I've hired a bunch of workers, and that is not what I'm be talking about when I talk about how to provide the services to the business owner. I'm going to do some training on how to best rank a Google Places page and what you need to be doing, and talking about the 5 pillars in your Google Places page and how to get it to the first page. I'm going to talk about that stuff. If you want to do it yourself, that's great. I'm gonna share with you the exact services that I think you should offer your clients to do all the work for you. So, and no, it's not going to be going to the Craigslist in the Philippines or hiring a Filipino or an Indian. It's going to be using a specific service and seeing exactly what they charge and adding some profit on top of that. And once the business owner signs up, say, yeah, that's what I want, then you go to this other service. They do it all for you. And you just become the middleman. And so you don't have to do any work, right? That's what it's about. How many of you guys like that? You like that? Then finally, very much. So finally, I like you a lot, Jim Mater. So finally, in the 5th step, we're going to talk about some referral strategies. I think business coming from referrals is probably some of the best business that there is out there, because they're coming to you on autopilot without you having to do anything. You don't have to spend the money in sending out direct mail pieces. You don't have to send out money. You don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to do any SEO to get them to find you. Nothing. You've provided such a good experience with someone that they said, man, my friends, my family, other people need to know about what this guy is doing or what this girl is doing, and they send you referrals. I mean, what better way than that to grow your business? And so there's specific things that you can do to get referrals from your customers. I mean, simple things like I send my clients a book. It's just a gift, just a random book. I send them a specific book about 100 ways to get traffic from the internet for free. I can't remember. It's a great book. I liked it. It's all these strategies, and I say, look, this is a cool gift for a business that I'm working with. So I send it to them a gift. I say, hey, this is something I thought you would like. I think it'll help your business. I especially like the strategy on page 47 or whatever it is, and you should implement this stuff. And if you'd like us to do page 47 for your business, just let me know, or something like that. So doing cool little things like that, you're stacking the cool, you're doing something special for a business owner. That kind of stuff will actually make a difference in making you referable. I mean, that's just a little thing that we're talking about. Now, how many of you guys would like access to the offline formula course? I mean, starting probably next week, the course will be open. Anyone out there want access to this? I mean, it's going to cost you a whole lot of money. It's going to be free.